Hello everybody, my name is Iceface. Today I'm playing some EVE Online and I'm planning on doing some T4 Abyss today, and something has actually been going on in the Abyss at least. It seems like this could be just, speculation, or this could be just really bad luck. But yesterday I was running it was a while since I was running T4 Abyss yesterday. And yesterday, like in a long streak. And yesterday I ran like many after another. And something I noticed is that, like, the sites, they were dropping so little ISK. Each one was giving about 20 to 30 mil, and then the occasional 40 mil one. But it was hardly. Just getting bumped now. This is a bit annoying. Don't want to get bumped here, so people scan me down. But it doesn't seem like people are scanning me, so it's alright. But what happened is that it's like every site was giving really bad ISK, like 20 to 30 mil ISK. Like consistently. Usually the ISK you get per 44 sites, at least for me, is on average it'll be like 40, but then maybe sometimes you get to 30 and sometimes you get 50, 60, even sometimes even 70 mil, so you get a bit of like a variation now and then. But with yesterday at least I was having very bad luck. So I mean, it could be bad luck, it could maybe be that they've changed some of the loot drops in the Abyss, and it could also, this is also another thing that I think that has something to do with the prices of 0-point coordinates have actually gone down. Let's see now, 0, because they've been always this item here that drops from the Abyss is where a lot of your ISK comes from, and it seems to have been consistently going down actually for a while. Yeah, you can see here it keeps on going down. It used to be over 100k. Look all the way back here, over 100k. Now it's 40k. So let's go. We're in the safe spot now. We go into the Abyss and face the Triglavians. Let's whoop some Triglavian butts right here. So this is my pretty cheap T4 Gila. So it costs about 500 mil. So it's the classical one I use. It has expensive implants, not a particularly expensive fit. So it'll breeze through it because of our tank is just so good. Okay, so we got a lot of. This is an example of a neuting wave where you have a lot of new pressure, because we first of all got this orange cloud over here, so we have to be extra careful for that, because that's going to make our shield booster use more power. And then we've also got these starvers here, and a lot of starvings. We've also got a starving red max, and those do crazy amounts of neuting capability. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to hold down Q, go to the side here, so that I'm out of this orange cloud here, because it still doesn't say that I'm in it, but because the hitbox is kind of weird for the clouds. But I'm just going to stay away from it because I don't want to be close to this, because if we've got lots of new pressure plus the starvings, we could have it could be a bit shaky with our capacitor. I've never had any problems with this fit with the capacitor, even under big circumstances like having orange clouds and starvings at the same time. Like, I've never actually ran out of capacitor, but I have had the capacitor go quite low to feeling not so comfortable. So that's why I just want to avoid being in the orange cloud if I can. Sometimes you can actually get an orange cloud. It's like the whole site is basically one massive orange cloud. That has actually happened with me once, and that was really dangerous, because it happened to be that in that wave there was also lots of starving Triglavian ships, so it was a very dangerous wave. But it doesn't seem to be that big. This one here is quite small. Something I actually recently learned was that there's actually an equivalent of the orange clouds for armor pairs. It seems to be rarer and is a lot smaller. It's a very small one, but it seems to be affecting armor pairs in a similar way. It makes them the armor pairs worse. I can't remember exactly how. It makes them use more power, or makes them repair less, or maybe even both. But it's a very small. The thing that's I read up a little bit about it, and the thing that makes it kind of unique is that they're called yellow clouds. So this is orange cloud, it's the yellow cloud. They're very tiny, they're very small, so it's very easy to avoid them, unlike these orange clouds, which can be massive. Like, this is still quite big. The yellow cloud was maybe like this big here, very tiny. You could easily avoid it just by moving. Even without your MWD on, it wouldn't be much issue to get out of its range. But obviously that's not going to be any issue for us, because we're using our repair. I mean, it's shield boosters, but it's interesting because I've been running so many Abyss sites, and it was just the first time I ever saw this kind of anomaly, or this kind of cloud. Like, I've never seen this cloud before in the Abyss. It's just fun how you can discover new things. thing if you don't pay full attention. I think I must have seen it before, but I just mixed it up with the orange cloud because the orange and yellow can look a bit similar sometimes. You can see here, if we go in exploration, no, combat probably, no, encounters, yeah, encounters, abyssal death space, we're at 5 here. Look here, times entered. We've got lots of sites I've entered. I ran a lot of I had a lot of T5s there because at one point, like it was about the beginning of the year, I was running so many of these stuff. Like all the time whenever I had some free time, I was just running the T5s because I wanted to just I wanted to just become dirty and filthy rich from the T5s. Okay, so everything's down. We've taken out the anchorings as well, so there'll be no issue right now. We just use our MWD because it's actually possible now since we've taken out those anchorings. You can see here that the Triglavians do remote repping, so it's actually better to just go for the Triglavians first if you want to be super efficient, because of how if I go for this this rogue drone first, the Triglavian will rep him and they'll make it go a bit slower than if I kill this Triglavian ship first. Then the rogue drone will go down a lot faster. So in like if you think about the time spent per site, it'll be a lot faster to go for the Triglavians first than the rogue drones. However, there are some exceptions where you want to go for rogue drones first, and it could be if there's a lot of them and not as many Triglavians, or there's not as many dangerous Triglavians. And also the main thing is that if there's a lot of spark needles, or at least for me, because my fit currently is a shield fit, and shield fits tend, or at least the fit I have, does not have a good EM resistance. Shield fit ships tend to not have good EM resistance, and you can counteract this by putting some rigs, but I don't have any. So you can see I've got quite low EM resistance, and spark needles will do a lot of EM damage. So they will shred through my shield pretty quickly, and that can be. It doesn't seem like a big deal because rogue drones are known for being one of the easier waves in the abyss. But the thing is, if you have a lot of them, it can be trouble. And I have actually had it. It did actually happen once in the T5s, not the T4s, I think. But in the T5s, what happened was that I just saw a bunch of drones, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just charge into the drones, and like I usually do, and there actually were just like all of the drones were the spark needles. So it was pretty scary seeing my shields just get almost nuked to half shields in just a few seconds. So it was there's a lot of DPS at least. So it was very simple, very easy to avoid it because I just used my MWD and went further away. Usually there are not that many webbing drones if there are rogue drones. But it could be an issue if you have Triglavians with anchorings that will hold you in place, because Triglavians take a lot longer to take out than normal than the snare casting rogue drones. So we got some drone battle cruisers here. Use always number one rule in drone battle cruisers: always use the faction drones because they have more EHP. You know, you do not want to take in your Tech 2 drones because the Tech 2 drones have like half the EHP of the faction drones. And if you have less EHP, then it will basically the drones will die very quickly because of how well these rogue drone battle cruisers track. Like, they track like crazy. You do not want to mess with these guys. Okay, let's go to get this extraction cache right here, and let's see if we've got. Okay, we've got 17 mil. So it seems to be all right for the first room. It doesn't seem like our time is that good actually. It's already 7 minutes and we're already we're not even finished with the second room. That's quite bad time actually. I think we spent a lot of time cruising around before. That's why I've not actually really had this bad time in a while actually. But we can go to these extraction caches over here. And we've got the strike and blast grips. Those are the ones that do the least amount of damage because the strikes do kinetic damage, blasts, like an explosive blast, do explosive damage. It's a good way to remember it. And we have I have a very good explosive and kinetic resistance on my shield, so they do the least amount of damages. If you have low resistances, like for example my EM damage, you can get the spark grip tesserers. So similar to how I was discussing before, how the spark needles, the tiny drones, you can also get spark grips, which are the drone battle cruisers that do EM damage, and they will do crazy amounts of damage. Like one of them can, I think, do almost as much as a crypt. But the thing is, it's no big deal because you can just keep a distance and avoid the damage that way. It's not much of an issue. And we have to recall our drones because we've got the yellow box. As soon as you see a yellow box, always recall your drones. Something you have to get into a big habit of doing. And if you do not have a hotkey set up to recall your drones, I'd strongly recommend you set up a hotkey, because that will make it so much easier to recall your drones than having to just drag them in here. It'll feel so much easier because you just see yellow box hotkey. For me, I have to Shift F because it's just assigning my drones on an enemy ship is F. So having a Shift F will feel quite natural in that regard. So let's see if we get anything good from this one here. Okay, 4 mil. Okay, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get that good, but I think like it's not. We got more than 20, so we've got 27. I mean, if we keep at it at this rate, we're probably gonna land at about 40. So I mean, I think I'm pretty sure that yesterday I was having just a bad luck, bad RNG. Everything in the Abyss is based on RNG. Basically everything. The thing is, you got a certain amount of extraction caches that can spawn. So you can maybe get none. You can maybe get like 3. I think maybe even 4 if you're lucky. If they have anything in them is another RNG factor. So you could have 3 with nothing in. You could have 3 with something but hardly anything in. You could 3 with a lot of stuff in. There's like yeah, and then there's also the bioadaptive, which could give you nothing on very rare occasions, and it could also give you crazy amounts on some occasions. So it's all RNG based, here in the Abyss. It's almost like a casino, but it's kind of not really the same as a casino. But you're essentially raiding. You're essentially raiding some Triglavian owned areas, and in that way you will maybe encounter some rich or maybe wealthy research labs, like in these bioadaptives right here. Maybe you'll encounter some bioadaptive caches that have very little or limited resources. You know, it's a bit of an RNG. Oh, and we're taking a lot of damage. We're gonna get here to the side. This wrecking shots are so prevalent in the Abyss. It's just so annoying. I notice how wrecking shots occur all the time. So the amount of wrecking shots I get compared to how much I take, it's just unbelievable how much more wrecking shots I have to deal with than how much I dish out. It's crazy. The Watcher waves are pretty boring because there's a lot of EHP you have to get through, but it's very simple. Just orbit the gate here, maybe like 5 kilometers, because you never ever want to stop your ship or be slow in a deep Watcher wave. They shoot these kind of missiles that are really slow, but if you are also slow, they will hit you, and they do crazy amounts of damage. You know how I'm saying that my ship right now is good for the Abyss, or is efficient for the Abyss? I can tank stuff. I don't want to keep it range. Don't keep it range. That's exactly what I don't want to do. Orbit, please. There. Because I'm saying that like my ship is good and is tanky enough for the Abyss, right? But the thing is, just one of these deep watchers, okay, we got 2 of these guys here and some extra stuff. Just one of them is enough to get through our shields and kill us if we slow down to a complete stop. And actually, I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. Okay, I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. Look here. Look here. I'm gonna stop now, and we're gonna just we're gonna have our cursor ready just in case this starts going crazy, because I want to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Look, we've just got one deep watcher cruiser here, and when its missiles will hit, which they will eventually, just wait a tiny bit and they will hit, then they will suddenly blast down our shields very quickly. Just wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Wait for it. Smashes, smashes. Doesn't seem like anything's hitting. Where are its missiles? I do not see its missiles anywhere. Okay, maybe this guy is just going AFK or something, because I don't see any missiles hitting. Usually they do hit sooner than this. It could also be that they have a very short range. I think they're kind of like torpedo kind of weapon. Maybe they've got too short range for me, because it has happened before many times that I stopped like this and they would hit me. Oh, there they are. They're there. You see these coming here? They were coming here. They were okay. So they were just so slow, because you saw right there for a second there was a lot of missiles heading towards me. If those had hit me, you would see that my shields would go down really quickly. But it seems like we killed the Deep Watcher fast enough so that it wouldn't hit me. But the thing is, if we had stopped earlier, then obviously it would have been a different outcome right there. So let's see what's in here. Please give me a skill book. I want to get a skill book. It would be nice to just get one of those good skill books. Okay, 40 mil. Okay, that's alright. And we also got a filament, so the raging electrical, and I'm running raging electrical, so we basically got our filament back. So we don't have to spend any more money on that, at least, which is really nice. Let's go into the origin conduit and go back to Jita. Let's see how much we actually pay, because I've noticed that, you know, it says that you've got these estimated prices for how much you earn, and those are always off by quite a large margin actually. And I want to see if we'll actually get something. Like, I hope I at least get 30 mil. It says, but then again, I actually think maybe we won't, because we're not going to sell this raging electrical right here. So in actuality, we're just going to be selling these 32 mil, and we'll probably get 20 something mil, which is also quite crap. I do not like that. I don't like seeing 20 mil when you're from a site, when you're risking your 500 mil ship and your like 1+ bill implants on the line. I mean, there's not much risk because I'm killing them obviously quite easily, but you're still kind of putting them out there. It would have been nice to get some more ISK from it. And this is one of the things that just that kind of I missed from T5s. I missed the really good ISK, but it's still something. It's not as good, but it's still something. So we leave the raging electrical in here. I've got the filter right here, so I just click it so I can sell this stuff here. Yeah, 26 mil. It was not that good. I wish Abyss prices of the items that we sell will go up in price sooner or later, but time will tell. Time will tell, guys. Thanks for watching this video, guys. That's it for me running some T4 Abyss, and I just wanted to see how much I would actually get. Now, it doesn't seem like I got that much, but I mean, I think it is just a bit of an RNG loot streak, or RNG unluck streak, or lack of luck streak. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.